Hello, my name is Ed Loftus. I'm a clinical gastroenterologist at Mayo Clinic, and I specialize in the care of patients with ulcerative colitis and Crohn's disease. And I wanted to talk to you today about recent developments on a drug that is currently being reviewed by the Food and Drug Administration for inflammatory bowel disease. This drug is called Vedolizumab. This is a humanized monoclonal antibody to the alpha-4 beta-7 subunit of integrin. And this is a molecule whose target is an adhesion molecule which is expressed in the blood vessels in the intestine of human beings. And so what happens is this adhesion molecule called MAdCAM1 serves as a zip code for lymphocytes that are trying to get to the gut to cause inflammation. And the idea is if you block MAdCAM1, then you block the ability of the lymphocytes to migrate out of the blood vessels in the intestine and cause inflammation. And so by blocking that, you reduce the amount of inflammation that occurs in the gut. And the nice thing about this is that it's relatively gut specific. So the target molecule, MAdCAM1, is really only expressed in the gut and the lining of certain other organs like the upper respiratory tract, but it doesn't have system-wide expression. And so the thought here is that this drug may be more gut-specific, if you will, and potentially have fewer serious adverse side effects. Anyway, this drug was under review by the FDA, so they've done all their phase 3 trials. They submitted their application to the FDA, and then in December there was actually an advisory committee that was convened by the FDA to review all of the data and recommend whether the drug should be approved for ulcerative colitis and Crohn's disease. And the particular safety issue that they wanted to review was whether or not this drug caused a condition called progressive multifocal leukoencephalopathy, or PML for short. And this is a serious neurologic condition that's caused by a reactivation of a virus called the JC virus. And this virus is very common, but only in immunosuppressed individuals can this virus be expressed and cause stroke-like symptoms or sometimes even serious disability or death. Now there's a related drug called natalizumab or Tisabri, which caused PML in about 1 in 1,000 people who received it. So there were some concerns that this drug, which is somewhat related, may as well. But as I said, it was gut specific. It doesn't appear to affect the blood-brain barrier, and there have now been over 3,000 patients treated, and there haven't been any cases of PML. And so in the end, the advisory committee recommended that the drug be approved for both Crohn's disease and for ulcerative colitis. Of course, it's up to the FDA ultimately to decide whether or not it would be approved, but the fact that the advisory committee recommended approval is kind of encouraging. Now, initially, we thought that the what they call the PDUFA date, which is the date that the FDA has to make a decision, we thought that that was going to be in late February for ulcerative colitis and in June for Crohn's disease. It turns out that the manufacturer of the drug submitted additional data to the FDA, and so the PDUFA date has been moved back to late May for ulcerative colitis, and it remains in mid-June for Crohn's disease. So conceivably, if the drug does get approved, it would be commercially available for patients with inflammatory bowel disease in the second half of this year. And so it'll be great to have another drug with a different mechanism of action and potentially a better safety profile than some of the other drugs available. Thank you.